Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. As you can see, it is modded in 1/48 scale and it copies A-26B-15 Invader. It's a World War II American bomber. And as you remember, it is already the second release in this series and it will be interesting what has changed here. This is a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same kit as what you will see in this video review. All the parts, all the frames will be the same, and you can actually get it ASAP in Modelimax webshop. They should have it for sure, and we are going to open it and take a look inside. So first of all, box art is quite nice. Here you can see comparison with my hand. It's the same box size as in the previous release. Then on the side we have some information about the kit, so short history note and also information about the plastic. There are 243 parts, which is quite surprising for 1/48 scale. It is more than typical 1/32 scale kits from ICM. But then let's not forget that this is a twin engine aircraft. And on the other side we can see profile for the same marking option as on the box art, so it means this is only one of the marking options, but we will get more of them inside. Let's open it, and I guess with opening it will be a bit more difficult task because this is a tall box, and usually those tall boxes from ICM, they're difficult to open, and I saw some modders really tearing apart the top lid because they were not that patient and they didn't want to fiddle with this top cover, trying to open it and just torn it apart. Anyway, in the meantime, we can remind you that you can support us financially. We have the special donate button on our website, so it is quite easy. You just press it and you will be redirected to the PayPal page. And then you will decide how much we will get from you, and all this money will be used for Christmas presents. Joking. Now, of course, they will be used for the photo and video equipment, and it will be used in order to improve the quality of our video reviews with your help as well. As you know, we are non-profit, so that's why we are getting help in this way, let's say. So here is what we have inside. All frames are packed in one plastic bag. As you can see, there is some space on the top, so I guess everything should arrive to you intact. And this is a quite heavy, I would say, plastic sprue set. As you can see, it's slightly bent, so I'm still not sure why ICM decided to pack even those kits into one plastic bag only. At least 2 bags will be better, who knows, maybe we'll see it in the next year releases. So let's open it, remove all the plastic frames, and I can feel something flying inside, so just give me a second. Okay, so we are going to start with those 2 plastic frames. As you can see, they are dedicated to wheels. Let's zoom in. Here we have both wheels, and as you can see, they should be glued out of 2 halves. The same goes for the nose wheel. Now we have the guiding pins inside. I can bring it closer so that you can see it with your own eyes. Here it is. We do not have any tire pattern. I mean, it is here, but we do not have any tire writings on the walls. So if you would like to have a better detailing, I would recommend to get the resin replacement, because in 1/48 scale, in this size, it will be noticeable upgrade. So if you have some extra money to spend, just do it and you will be pleased with the result. Next we have another gray plastic sprue, and here we have 2 wing halves and also engine gondolas. So let's zoom out a bit. Here you can see them, and again the external detailing is typical. We have recessed panel lines here. As you remember, the engine gondolas are separate, and if you flip it over, here we have some guiding elements for those 2 large wing halves, which is really cool because it will make it easier to align them together. The same goes for those engine gondolas, and also here we have the bomb bay doors, which are molded separately, so it means you can position them open if you would like to. Next we have another plastic sprue with wing parts. Here we have 1-piece panel for the bomb bay if you would like to copy it in the closed position, so it means you won't have to waste your time with 2 separate parts trying to align them together. You just get this part into the place and you are good to go. Here we have also some of the parts for the tail section, and again on the other side we have the same styling, so it means we have guiding pins and other useful things which will speed up the assembly process. Next we have the fuselage halves, and they are not that big as they could be in 1/48 scale. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Still, both are molded together with tail section, and we have recessed panel lines. Here you can see them, if camera will focus. Now you should be able to see them. So we have recessed panel lines and riveting here. Everything looks quite fine, and I think with some careful painting you will get even more impressive result. Note that inside we have some detailing. So if you open the bomb bay, it won't be just a plain plastic here, it will be visible some internal structure, which is really cool because not that many manufacturers actually think about such stuff in their kits. Next we have separate plastic bag for the clear sprue. This one is used in order to avoid possible scratches on such standard parts. So I can bring it closer and we will try to focus the camera, of course. And camera does not want to focus. Yes, now you should be able to see it. So as I said, here we have the canopy parts and everything molded in quite nice quality. I mean, I do not have any complaints here, but you have to get masks because masks are not included, and it's easier working with your own hands, cutting all those masks, or getting some aftermarket set, which will speed up the assembly process and of course make it a bit easier and faster. Next we have two absolutely identical plastic frames, so here is one and here is the second one, and as you can guess, these are used for the engine parts and engine gondolas. So here we have, for example, the front section of the engine cowling, which is really cool because you won't have any seams in such visible area, and that's a really great feature in my opinion. Here you can see also the engine parts. They're molded in a nice quality. I mean, for out-of-the-box detailing, that's really great stuff to have. Not that many kits in this scale offer the same detailing out of the box. And the only thing which I am not sure, as far as I remember, the kit does not offer possibility to open the cowling, but I hope I'm wrong and it will be possible to expose one of the engines. Here we have new plastic sprue. This one is used for the nose section, and as you can see, whole nose section is molded as a one-piece element. Let's bring it closer. Just give me a second. And having it molded as a one-piece element is a really cool feature because you won't have any seams in the middle of this area. You just get one-piece part, you install it into the necessary spot, and you are good to go. And note that barrels are molded separately, so you can get your own upgrade made out of metal, inserted here, and you will be quite fine with the final result. Next we have fast gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated again to a mix of various parts because here we have both external and internal parts. We also have some of the cockpit elements, and molding quality seems to be fine. For example, here you can see the instrument panel, which is molded together with pedals. I'm 100% sure that all the possible PE upgrades will target this area, so if you would like to have something more detailed, I would recommend to wait a bit. But still, even standard plastic looks really cool. I mean, I do not see any possible problems here on those parts. It's just a matter of careful separation, assembling together, and then you will be good to go. Okay, and then we have another useful thing. This is a assembly manual. This one is printed in typical ICM style, so it's a large color printed brochure. Just give me a second to close the lenses so that it will be a bit more dark. Okay, so it is printed in form of this large brochure. We have short history note in Russian and English, paints chart here, technical specifications of course. Then inside we have parts map, and as you can see on all those two sprues, I mean several sprues which are shown here, we will use all the parts. And as you saw, we had the decals sheet, here it is. And it features all necessary symbols for several marking options. We even have some decals for the instrument panel. Here you can see it, some stencils. Printing quality looks really great. I wonder where it was printed because there is no mention where it was made. Nevertheless, let's move on to the next page. Here we have another plastic sprue, and this one, note that some parts won't be used. The same goes for the canopy, so be sure to use the right parts. Assembly process starts with cockpit. and then we continue with bombs, surprisingly. Next we install all this stuff into the fuselage. Here we install the special struts which will be actually holding the wings in place, and that's really great because in some kits we see really small struts which hold large wings, but here we have them wide and they should give some rigidness to the overall construction. Next we continue the same stuff, it means installation of the bombs and those special spars on the opposite fuselage house. Here we have some of the cockpit elements, and then we join fuselage house together, and as you can see those spars will be actually helping as a guiding elements as well. Next we continue with tail area. Here we install the nose part, and do not forget about 40 grams of the nose weight. That's quite impressive, I would say. Here we continue with wings, and know that you have to drill the some of the holes for the installation of the bomb and gun ports. Here we continue with air intakes, separate ailerons and flaps. Here we install the wings into the place. Those are separate engine gondolas, so it means you will have to repeat it twice. As you remember, this is a twin engine aircraft. Next we continue with installation of those engine gondolas into the place. Now we start with this turret, which will be installed from the bottom of the aircraft. Or from the top, I guess from the top. Next we continue with more of the interior detailing in this aircraft, but still I think there is a huge potential in order to improve the interior detailing of this aircraft with help of resin and PE. So if you would like to get even more detailed kit, I would recommend to wait for some aftermarket. Next we continue with landing gear. As you can see, it is installed right into the engine gondolas and of course the nose section. Here we assemble the engine. Again, you have to repeat it twice. And then you install engine on the engine cowling. And as I said, it will be closed. So once you install this one-piece top area, it will be barely visible through the frontal section. And that's quite sad thing, in my opinion, because it would be cool to have possibility to expose at least one engine on your aircraft. Here we continue with antennas, bombs and machine guns. All this stuff will be installed on the wings. Of course, you'll have to choose between them. Then you install one-piece propellers and you have the aircraft ready to be painted or to be displayed. Next we have marking guides. So first marking option comes from France, early 1945. Another one comes from Belgium, April 1945. And one more from Italy, 1945. So it's 3. And then we have the stencil placement guide. That's pretty much all. So 3 marking options in total, which is still okay because some manufacturers pack 1 or 2 marking options in 1/48 scale kits. So as I said, this kit should be already available for purchase on official Modelimex webshop. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!